just shake his hand.
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
ignore the poor dude.
Sorry, don't stand up.
Thank you for that introduction, Chantel. Hello, my fellow St. Ambrose students. I'm glad to be here in McMullen to talk to you all today. When we were all freshmen, we were just excited to get away from our parents. From the survey you all took, you were all excited to meet new friends, do new things, and have a new experience when you came to Ambrose. I bet none of you would realize that it would consist of binge watching How I Met Your Mother on Netflix, cereal and ice cream meal after meal in Cosgrove, or late nights of homework and video games. There isn't a mom or dad to tell us to go to sleep, do our homework, or to even get up ready up for our first class every day. Dr. Vahaj Sharma, a clinical psychologist, said that leaving home is a further loosening of child-to-parent ties. Many young people feel the pressure of distancing themselves from their parents. We feel that now we have that freedom. One only reason we go home is to see our friends, eat free food, and do some free laundry. Well, in a moment, that can change. To help explain the importance of keeping your loved ones close, I would like to share an experience I had this summer about my father. It was just a regular day at work. I worked here in Davenport at Genesis Business Intelligence Center as a summer intern. I was about to meet my boss, and my mom sent me a text to call her. And I couldn't until after my meeting. You all know that whole feeling of our mother just wanting to check in at the most randomest times. You all think it's annoying just for her checking in. Well, after I was done with this meeting, I called her. She told me my dad was in an accident. I could feel my heart dropping down into my stomach. Then my mom says he's fine. No one should ever be told those news like that. Ever. I laughed and exclaimed, never to tell me those kinds of things like that. My mother proceeded to tell me about the accident. It was at 12:30 at the intersection of Southeast 6th and Indianola Avenue in Des Moines. My father was just heading to lunch. He was heading south on 6th. The light turned green before he got there. As he was going through the intersection, a lady ended up T-boning him. As I stated before, there were no injuries. The worst thing he did, he ended up hitting his head on the ceiling of his truck and got a small bump. He was shook up more than anything. There was more likely coming down from the adrenaline rush. But the truck was not so good. The truck was absolutely totaled. Jacqueline Brooks, a psychiatrist with ties in neurology and mental health, said that approximately every 10 seconds, someone in the U.S. is injured in a motor vehicle accident. My dad happened to be in those 10 seconds, but thankfully not injured as he could have been. After my mother told me the details of this accident, she mentioned one last thing. She said that my father was thinking about taking his motorcycle to work that day. If he did, he would have been dead. Before my mom said that, I thought, my dad is lucky. And now, I was thinking, the last time I saw my father was at the beginning of the summer. Did I tell him I loved him at that time? Who was going to tell me, I'm proud of you, son? In the survey I had given you, you all said that you were sad and lost when you lost someone. Even though my dad was still alive, that's exactly how I was feeling. Janine Segal, a doctor of psychology, says emotional and psychological trauma is the result of extraordinarily stressful events that shatter your sense of security, making you feel helpless and vulnerable in a dangerous world. That is how I was feeling. I've lost the man that made me who I am today. The idea of every day is now a day I can lose someone that's close to me is putting things in perspective. I only thought of the negative outcome of this. Nothing positive could come, but soon I would realize the positive. As soon as I was done with work, I called my dad. Over the phone, I could tell there's something different about the both of us. We just struck up a conversation. We usually never do that. It was nice to talk to him whenever I never call him, or I never get a call from him during the week. That following weekend, I just went home to spend time with him. When I got home, I hugged him a little bit longer than I usually do. I realized that I will make sure I use every minute I get with him. Looking back at this experience, I've come to realize every day should be treated as if it's the last day you may talk to someone. You must realize that your parents, when they send you a text or give you a call, it's not a nuisance, but it's them reminding you that they love you. So as we all grow up and head to our lives after college, we cannot forget the people that brought us here to this point, because you may never know that in a moment everything could change.